Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. Talk about it. Tell the truth. God and country in the booth. We stand strong. We hold the line. Won't shut up. Not this time. Hands on heart, eyes up high. We were made to testify. Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side. Let them hear us, clear and loud. One small voice can move a crowd. Charlie and Mike, God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side.
Sehr gut. Sehr gut.
I'm a time traveler from the year 2025, and I've come here to kill you, Hitler.
Oh, not again. I'm never gonna have enough time to finish these paintings with all of these time travelers trying to kill me.
Well, I'm going to succeed.
Before you pull the trigger, can I just ask why? Why do all of you people want to kill me?
Isn't it obvious? I'm a progressive, a liberal, a fighter for social justice. And you are a fascist who implemented a reign of terror. And while the effects of your policies devastated the world for decades, soon we will be able to take back the White House, and we will be able to use the government to force people to follow our great ideas.
You want to use government power to force your ideas on the populace. Me too! That's fantastic!
What? No. Ugh. You and I have nothing in common. What I'm saying is there are people in our time with dangerous ideas, and we need to silence them.
Silencing those who disagree with you. I do that too! Oh, wunderbar! Oh, the Nazi movement will not die with me.
Don't give me that! I'm enlightened, and you're as bad as... well, as Hitler. Listen, what I'm trying to say is we are very close to implementing a utopia, as long as we can get rid of some certain undesirable people groups.
Yes, like the Jews.
Yes, like the Jews. Oh.
So, in the future,
Oh.
you also do not like the Jews?
Well, no. But we don't believe in segregating all the races like you do. I mean, except for like graduation ceremonies. And dorms. And hiring practices. Oh, and admissions policies. That sort of thing.
I too am a fan of the segregation. I'm sorry, I have to ask, is this a real firearm or is this some kind of toy for kinder?
It's a flare gun. I'm trying not to support America's toxic gun culture. I'm a firm believer in gun control.
Gun control! This was one of my ideas too. ban them from the undesirables. Yes, look here. Oh, and your shirt. This is an organization founded by Margaret Sanger. Yes?
Wait, you know about Margaret Sanger?
Jawohl, of course. Oh, she's such a lovely person.
No. She's a fighter for reproductive rights, for women's empowerment,
And the eradication of undesirable populations by means of eugenics. Brilliant lady, very inspiring. I must use some of her ideas in our socialized healthcare system.
socialized healthcare. That's not your thing. That's our thing.
Oh no, it's very much my thing. Did you know that Nazi means National Socialist German Workers' Party? Nazi is just more catchy. Nazi. Just rolls off the tongue.
No. This can't be true. This has to be some sort of mistake. We are nothing alike. You're Adolf Hitler, evil right-wing fascist dictator, and I'm a feminist restorative justice advocate. And a vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian? Me too!
Okay, I am so confused right now. I came here with a clear goal in mind to kill the most evil man to have ever lived. Besides Ronald Reagan. But now that I'm meeting you in person, you're not at all what I thought you were. And your painting is actually really good. What do you call it?
I call it ein Reich ohne Juden.
Wow. I don't know what that means, but it sounds beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
And it ends an empire without Jews.
That is brilliant. Where did you find that? That is beautiful.
That's the Babylon Bee. So
Holy cow, that was so well done. On my end, it kept freezing up and spinning, but that just could be my.
No, it's running through Microsoft. I try to avoid Microsoft, but I forgot about that when I set up the Twitter through
That's
Microsoft. But
so
Microsoft
that's
sucks.
brilliant.
Facebook sucks. YouTube sucks. They all sucks.
Is there like a whole series of those? Like, remember, Jesus, going back like 10 years ago, they took a portion of a movie that was about Hitler, and they kept making it about different things. Like Hillary has said something stupid, and they have to break the news to Adolf. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a documentary.
There was a whole series of these comedy vignettes.
Yeah,
though.
and they took and he's chewing out his generals because at the point that he's in the bunker and like the
it
Russians
was so
are closing in,
good.
America's
Oh,
closing,
those were
chewing
so
them out,
well done.
and they changed them all the time. That was from a documentary, I believe. It was good. That's good. So Veteran Nation is with us tonight. How you guys doing? They got a good show themselves, so check them guys out.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Charlie Simons. That's Mike Cook, and we're going to talk about it. That's what we do now on Tuesday nights, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern, and everything else in between. You fill in the blanks. So we're glad you're here. Thank you, everybody, checking into the chat. We're already getting people checking in where they're watching right now. Sure do appreciate you. Oh, there's the Inspector Cates. He's checking in from Canada. Glad to have you here. Jay Bolin from Swazi, Indiana. We got Southeast Missouri here. We got
Should I get my romper room mirror?
What's that?
Should I get my romper room mirror?
Yeah, that's right. Northwest Florida. Also, we got somebody watching from Florida there. Hello. What are you going to do with when you have to elect a new governor? Ron DeSantis is going away. He's terming out. What are you going to do?
Well, they got Byron Donalds, I think, is running.
Is he another DeSantis?
Well,
because I haven't heard about anybody coming up the ranks.
Everybody watches my show, The Freshmaker. That's what I used to call him. DeSantis is a very strong conservative, most of the time, except for when he isn't. So, I mean,
You know what he's better than? Every other governor running any state in the entire nation.
I disagree with that.
He's done an extraordinary job.
He's done a job that he was forced in to do. Absolutely.
Forced?
Yes, by the people of Florida. Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, when DeSantis was running for president, he was trying to go left of Donald Trump when he was running for the nomination.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying, I'm leery of that. He's done a great job as governor. I don't know that I'd vote for him as president. It's not, especially since you have like some other.
Oh
folks
no! As a matter of fact, I bypassed J.D. Vance, and I'm now in the Marco camp. I just think that Marco.
I am in the whatever will be camp on those two because I'm nervous. I'm nervous what happened when Trump goes on, till we meet again, down the trail of being a multi-hundred billionaire and not needing none of us. And the guy that comes next, who's really gung-ho, mega Trump, and then isn't. That's what I'm worried about.
And that's kind of my fear with Vice President Vance.
Same thing with Rubio, though.
I like him personally.
But Rubio's doing a heck of a job. I am pleasantly surprised.
So am I.
Good night.
Yeah.
But I'm just concerned that when Trump's not there with his thumb on him, just concerned about that. So
there are about 4 different ways, based upon what I've been hearing and discussing with others, that President Trump could be elected a third time. Well, actually, this would be the 4th time, wouldn't it?
He's sure flirting with it. Now, is he just playing? Now, what would have to happen is we'd have to have a Congress that, by the way, the Senate's going on vacation this week and not coming back till middle of September. They have to pass a continuing resolution by October 1st, or they shut down the government. The continuing resolution is continuing the 2004 budget because they can't ever get together to pass a budget. They just don't have time. And so we haven't had a budget in 2004, which is constitutionally mandated that every year by October 1st you have a budget. So they pass these continuous resolutions, and I just went off the screen there. Oh, like what happened? I fizzed away for a second. I might be having glitchiness. Anyways,
you got, one of your ridiculous storms out there in Missouri with your bowling ball sized hail.
No, we don't get bowling ball size hail. Golf ball size hail here.
Okay,
that's down in Oklahoma in Texas, in that area where they get that stuff.
Oklahoma. Sounds like a skin cancer. I got the Oklahoma.
That's seriously, when I lived in Lancaster, California, on the corner, if you guys know, I'm just gonna let you know. I'm not there now. In fact, the house is like slumlord. When I lived on the corner of Andale and Kettering, 4 houses down from me was one of my good friends. And when we were little, he was always going to go to Oklahoma to see his grandpa. So going to Oklahoma, that's where I get it from. That's why I say it that way. So
the girl from Oklahoma. Long and tan and lean and lovely. The girl from Oklahoma goes walking, and when she's walking, her cowboy boots go clog. I'm looking for John Toon's phone number. That's why I'm looking down.
John Toon's phone number. Yeah, I had a
John Toon's phone number. My president told me to call him and
I had a
demand that he passes the Save America Act, and now I'm not finding it. Dag nabbit.
Glenn Beck had a deal on that.
He did.
Yes, where he actually called him on the air. I thought we could actually
call it.
Yeah,
I was going to call him on the air.
Yeah, Glenn Beck did that here the other day.
Oh, Glenn actually did it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I'm sure he was probably all respectful. I won't be any of that. I'm going to be like,
of that.
Dude, what the hell? What is wrong with you? Get this done.
We got to understand the people that own him. By the way, did you see that whole bunch of mainstream media people are now taking? It's proven they've taken money from China. Did you see that? That came out.
Yes.
Well, guess what?
It's no surprise to me. I've been saying this for so long. These people are paid. I'm not quite sure who's paying them, but trust me, I've been in the media my entire life. I've worked in major markets. I've worked for 2 major networks, ABC and CBS. I know these clowns. They're dirty. They're very dirty. Whoever, all you got to do is buy them lunch, for heaven's sake, as proven by Dr. Frickin' Fauci going to lunch with Jake Tapper from CNN more than once, having dinner at his home, Tapper's home. Fauci's having dinner with Tapper. Tapper, just say nice things about me because I want the world to love me.
They're bestie friends. I'm looking to see if I can find that video. I can't remember.
How about that? I hate the media. I swear I've never hated my own business more in my entire life than I do now. I'm so sick of all of it.
Well, guess what?
I'm not finding John Toon's phone number now, and that makes me mad at myself. I wish I was more organized, dagnabbit.
Well.
Well.
I have a good friend. He's a preacher, a black guy, preacher in the inner city, Kansas City. That's what he says when things like that. He says, well.
I've heard black preachers do that. Not just black preachers, just Southern preachers.
When you say J.C. Watts and you talk about J.C. Watts and the race bait and poverty pimps, and then Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton goes, you're talking bad about us, and he says, I wasn't talking about you at all, but if the shoe fits, that's when he would say, well. I'm not finding the Glenn Beck one either, so
I've heard it. That sucks. I had John Toon's phone number saved and everything.
That's okay. It's okay. We get the point. You can find it.
I want to call him. Let's look it up. What would you look it up? How would you find that?
I don't know. But while you're doing that, since we had the Adolf Hitler thing on,
yeah,
I've got this little. That the famous Jew hater Tucker Carlson got on with the amateur Jew hater Sean Ryan show, and they commiserated. And I've got the video of the backroom conversation before they actually went live on the air, and here it is right here.
Really? Is this legit? Why
it's impersonated.
All right, I got you.
Celebrity impersonated. Here we go.
So what I'd like to know, what I'd really like to know is what's been going on with you lately? What have you been experiencing?
He's doing that's a good impression.
Recently, I've been battling some dark forces internally. Well, because those things are real. Those things are real, and I've experienced them personally. I have experienced
Somebody
them.
saying, look in the chat.
He sounds just like him.
For your number.
Right. I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop it. But what kind of dark forces are you holding inside? What do you mean by that? It's just... There it is. Oh, keep coming.
What?
You see, Tucker, it keeps happening. And see that? Ooh, that's bad. That's like really bad. Holy shit.
Do you do that little giggle?
Or Israel? I know it is. Right. Yeah, it's not faith anymore. It's fact. Yes. I mean, I've experienced the same thing, by the way. Really. It was from a demon, from sitting around eating hummus. Holy shit. Mine sound like me. I was there in Israel very briefly, by the way, because they detained me, and I interviewed Mike Huckabee, who was disgusting. Yeah. But ever since I came back, it was nothing. There it is. And it's been happening ever since. Oh, it's constant, Tucker. I'm not out of it yet. And when demons attack you, which they do, by the way, they leave. Are you serious? And even in my pants, there were claw marks. And I've contacted 3 different exorcists and my priest, and they all said the same thing to me. You don't need an exorcism. You need a gastro. Right. And the first person I looked up, you know what his name was? Dr. Marty Rosenfeld. Go figure. Of course. You mean to tell me that this Dr. Marty Rosenfeld who's going to be responsible for getting out the demonic forces inside me is likely working for Israel. And I just realized everything is a lie. Yeah, everything is a lie. I'm so sorry. I don't even know if my name is Sean. And I spoke to all these former patients who go to this doctor. They all said the same thing. He's working for Israel, not us.
I totally agree.
So, I mean, I'm still dealing with it. Can anyone on earth find me a Christian doctor?
It's sad. It's painful. You hate it.
Yeah, it smells like holy shit. Oh. I need to poop.
Me too. Too late.
How do you think of that one, Charlie? You brought up the poop jokes last time.
That was not AI either, was it?
No, that was him. He's a comedian. I follow him. He does these skits, and he's really good. He does AOC.
Was he doing both? Was he doing both parts?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so.
And he does
small. I couldn't really tell.
He does Candace Owens. He's really good. He's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
his Tucker Carlson was spot on.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, you want to call John Toon's office and see what happens?
Well, you might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
You got to ask him where's he going to be on vacation. He come down and visit him.
Thank you for calling my office. If you would like to leave me a message, please press 1.
Surprised his phone
If you would
still
like
works.
to hear general information about office locations and service. Hi, this is Senator John Thune. Please leave a detailed message containing your name.
Thank you,
address,
Kelly, by the way,
number,
for this
or
phone
email
number.
address where we can reach you. I appreciate you calling. We will get back to you as soon as possible.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Senator Toon, my name is Charlie Simons, and I'm a podcaster. I host a show called Do Not Talk. I would love to have you as a guest on my show. And I'm with Mike Cook right now. He's Patriot Mike. He's out of Missouri. I'm out of California. And we got your phone number here because my president told me to call you. He told me to call you and tell you to pass the Save America Act. Well, we've been talking about that for a while now, Mike and I. We decided a long time ago that needed to happen. We were shocked and stunned that you have done nothing to make it happen, except have little dog shows for your constituents there in the chambers. What the hell? What is wrong with you? Get it done. 80% of the population of the United States of America wants this to happen. What is wrong with you? I'm serious. That's a serious question. Who's paying you off? I'm so done with my own Republican Party. Rhinos have got to go. I can't wait for this coming midterm election. I just can't wait. I wish I could vote you out, but I could certainly encourage our audience to do that in your district, in your area, in your state. Get it done. If you get this done and in the filibuster while you're at it, get rid of that trash.
You have reached the maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound.
You've reached
or
the
hang up.
maximum
To
length,
play it,
sucker.
I'm going to hit pound.
re-recorded. 4. Your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kelly Reynolds, for getting that phone number up there. I've been wanting to do that ever since I was waiting
Well,
for
here
this
it is,
show,
right here. Now-
and then I
now-
couldn't find the number. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Here is Mr. Thune.
Okay.
Mr. Thune. That should be a song. Here's
should
Mr.
be.
Thune as he's telling you that he just can't. You don't understand. You're too ignorant.
I
You
don't understand. Yeah.
And how the Senate works and all this stuff. And then I've got commentary after he says his little spew here on Hannity.
Let's hear it.
Well, and I think probably the best path to success is through budget reconciliation. And we can't do everything in budget reconciliation, but we can do parts of it. The one thing about the talking filibuster, and it hasn't been used in something like 100 years, people point to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, but that actually was done under regular order. They invoked cloture, passed it that way. But you turn control of the floor over to the Democrats. It's not only unlimited debate, it's unlimited amendments. And the Democrats will have a long list of amendments. And so every time they get an amendment, get it considered, gets disposed of, the clock resets. Every Democrat can give 2 hours of speeches. So that's 47 or times 2, 94 hours of speeches. And then every time you have a vote on an amendment, you go back, start all over again. So the Democrats, this is something that they're salivating over the opportunity to have, is a talking filibuster. So that isn't the best path in my view. And frankly, I don't think we probably have the votes in the Senate among Republicans even to get on a talking filibuster. But I do think we have a possibility through budget reconciliation to get some of this done.
If you could go either way, are you as leader, you trying to work with the rest of the Senate to get it done?
We are. And I think, we've had it up now. It was a pending business in the Senate for over 2 weeks, late February, early March. We had 5 votes on it. We voted on photo ID. We voted on photo ID and citizenship to register. We voted on the entire SAVE Act 2 different times. And we also voted on no boys and girls sports. So we've had 5 votes, portions of or all of the Save America Act. The problem we have is we have no Democrats. The Democrats block voted against it, in spite of the fact that there are at least a dozen Democrats, and I have the quotes, who have come out publicly and said they're for photo ID. But when they actually got a chance to put up or shut up on the floor of the Senate, they all voted no.
Let's talk about the radical.
Okay, so let's talk about it. That's what we're here to do anyways. What he just said there was, oh, we just can't do anything. The rules are the rules, and we have to follow the rules because the rules are rules. Oh, we're trying to do the best we can for them. If you guys just give us more money and vote harder, we'll get it next time.
Right?
We will, we promise.
Yeah. We'll get them next time. I'm sick of hearing that from the Republicans.
I know. And so what he's saying, though, is, well, we can't get rid of the filibuster because it's the rules. And we can't get rid of the 60 vote because it's the rules. And we got to go through these parliamentary procedures because it's the rules. And we got to get some Democrats to go with us, even though there's greater than 50 of us, which we wouldn't need any Democrats, but for the rules. Now, we act like these rules are set in stone, written down by George Washington and Abraham Lincoln themselves,
And
when in
who made the
reality,
Who made the rules?
the Constitution is very clear.
No,
The
not those rules. Who made the
these
rules in the
these
Senate?
are the rules. These are the rules that the Constitution says the Senate operates under.
Okay.
The Senate shall make their rules.
There it is. There
That's
it
it.
is. That's
They
it.
make the rules.
Exactly.
Now,
They
let me
make their
tell you
own
something.
rules.
Do you remember? Some of you probably aren't old enough. This was many, many years ago, back when they wore wigs and all this stuff. But some of us, like me and Charlie, are old enough to remember when George W. Bush
Wore a
was
wig?
president, and they kept saying the nuclear option, the nuclear option, the nuclear option, the nuclear option, the nuclear
Right.
option, the
I
nuclear
remember.
option. It was about
Mhm.
it was about getting
President Bush said nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear. It was about getting, and what was the nuclear option? It was about getting rid of the 60 vote threshold to get Supreme Court nominees through.
Mhm.
And we were, the rules. Oh, we're such rule followers because unless we're in the back room with, the Brokeback Mountain stuff, unless we're at the Madison Cawthorn parties, we're just rule followers. Don't you know, we're Republicans. We're rule followers. We follow the rules, and the rules
Yeah.
are the rules because they're the rules. There's no way we would destroy the precedent of the hallowed house of the Senate if we went to the nuclear option. And then the Democrats got the gavel in the nuclear option. Boom, gone, just like that. I mean, immediately. What do you think's going to happen if they take the House in 28? If they take the House this time around in 2027, January 4th, 2027, boom, gone. All the rules out the flipping windows, and then they're going to pass new rules says the minority can't vote, and then they're going to go through and stack the courts, add 25 new justices. They're gonna change how the whole government works. Well, Mike, that's just ridiculous that you would say something like that. There's nothing. The hell there ain't. They're telling you right now.
Exactly. Tell you what they're going to do.
I mean, straight up.
Somebody tells you who they are and what they're going to do. Believe them.
I got the video. I've got the video. Ram Emanuel. By the way, AOC will win the most delegates through the process, through the what do they call it?
You're talking about
Primary.
for president in 2028?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a prophetic word that a dark horse will come from somewhere.
Kamala Harris?
Will come out of Not that kind of dark horse. That a dark horse will come out during the presidential election. Okay, so let's listen to this. Here is Rahm Emanuel as CNN asked him. I know what his name is, doggone it. Ram, as in goat.
As in a poorly constructed pickup truck.
Yes. Here we go. Although I've got a 1987 Dodge Ram short bed.
That's a
V8.
Dodge. That's not the Ram I'm talking about now. The one's made in Italy. It's not even an American company anymore.
Here we go.
This is what the president is trying to focus in on when he says things like what he just said about communism. Let's watch that clip, and I want to hear what you have to say about it on the other side.
Abolish the Senate. True. Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yeah.
Yep. Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that helpful for Democrats trying to win elections?
That can't be a pop quiz question. Of course, no, it's not helpful.
It's not helpful. I mean, he agrees with everything they just said.
He completely agrees. Oh, yeah.
But it's not helpful to talk about it while
to
you're running
actually
for
have
election.
it out in the open. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's
liars and deceivers.
Since we're going down this road, I've got another video that I'd like to present to you.
Right. For your dining and dancing pleasure.
For your dining and dancing pleasure. That's right. Let me find it here real quick because I've got more Rahm Emanuel. Yes, I know what it is. It's an insult when I butcher
Rom
their
as
name.
in CD. CD
Yeah,
Rom.
CD. No, it's Ram as in never mind.
As in a shower scene in prison?
Well, that's who these people are. So I thought I had one more, but I'll have to go find it. So here is more from this guy. Oh, where's my buttons? What buttons do I push? My wife always says I push her buttons, so maybe that's it. Here we go.
Universal name ID among Democratic primary voters, highly engaged Democrats, certainly. But the critics say, this guy is not moving in the polls, even though everybody knows who he is. He wants to run for president. This is a media deal more than anything else, and you guys give him way too much attention. Why the hell am I here talking to you?
I don't know. Maybe you wanted the pizza.
Besides that.
Okay.
Should avoid pizza conversations.
John,
I get that.
Exactly right. I wouldn't want to be the front runner right now.
Yeah. For 28. Yeah.
Not a chance.
Why?
Because it's a kiss of death. Ask every front runner.
George W. Bush, he did okay.
He was not the front runner. He was tied in that point. Him and McCain. That's not true.
When he launched the candidacy?
Okay. That's just not true. And my father wasn't president. My father was a pediatrician. My mother was a nurse. So you're here because I at least started to put out, actually, I would say, more ideas about the future and how to solve real problems.
But you're nothing if not blunt. Real talk. Isn't this just a long project to ensure that you don't get sent 12 time zones away and that you get one last important job for the next Democratic president?
No. You don't go through this brain damage and all the things that you're going to ask of your sacrifice of your family if you're not running for president of the United States.
So you are.
I haven't decided yet. And when
but you wouldn't do all this if you didn't want to.
Yeah, but that's not. You didn't come all the way here to have pizza to have by that. You know it. Amy and I will make a decision. I'm thinking really hard about it. About a year ago, I wasn't thinking about it. When I got off the plane from Japan, people talk to me, and as I go around the country, the real question is, do you have what ails America?
Right.
And I'll answer that. And
I guarantee he has it.
Make a decision basically right after the midterms, one way or another.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Right.
From there, but that's the time frame. But you don't take these decisions lightly. When I ran for Congress, I didn't take it. When I ran for mayor, when I took the job as President Obama's chief of staff, the one thing you also know, John, but while I care about ideas, one, every time my name's been on the ballot, I've won. And every time I've worked on a national race, whether helping making Nancy Pelosi speaker or Bill Clinton and Barack Obama president, I have won. And it's time the Democrats win.
Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
Oh, shut up. Oops. Why did you go? I hit the wrong button. I made you go away. That sucked.
Some would say that's a blessing.
Yeah,
Rahm Emanuel, so you're suggesting that might be the dark horse?
That might. So here's my theory. Here's my theory, and that is that AOC gets the most delegates by winning primaries and stuff, just like Bernie Sanders did.
Yep.
And it gets down to the end. You see, you can win all of the primaries and still lose the election for a Democrat nominee because of the super delegates. That's what Hillary did. That's how she beat Bernie. And it's the same thing. And all of a sudden, the super delegates all go for Rahm Emanuel. And there you have it. And he is, as DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, as AOC is, he's just smart enough politically to keep his mouth shut.
Right.
Now, here he is.
He's from the Hillary Clinton camp. You say whatever you need to say to get elected.
Let me tell you this, too. The apparatus control, and I've been talking about, you watch people on my show, I've been talking about this. I thought this kind of stuff would manifest itself a year and a half ago. But they've been keeping pretty good control of it, but it's starting to happen now. Fractures are you're starting to see. You have two main fractions in the Democrat Party. You have the Nancy Pelosi, Chuck E. Schumer, Hillary Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama. Okay. Old school. But you got the Barack Hussein Obama. That's a fracture too.
The younger, hipper.
And so the old socialist Democrats who try to hide their socialism, and then there's a whole fracture there too. But
they're all socialists.
You got the DSA, the communists, the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren.
They're next
Maxine
level.
Waters can go either way on that, and that's not a discussion we need to have. The AOCs, the squad, Rashid Tlaib, and all that, and then all these crazy Democrat Socialists of America types. Well, if they win, if Bernie Sanders' wing of the party wins, then the control of the power and the money of the DNC, but they're broke, so that doesn't matter, goes from the people that have controlled it my entire life to these new upstarts who are totally nut job, and they know it. You know it. I know it. American people know it. And so that's the division that's in the Democrat Party right now. And one side wants to just maintain power. The other side wants to blow it all up and start over from scratch, literally. And see, the other problem that you have in this is that right now the RNC is sitting on about $140 million in funds to fight the battle for the midterms. And the Democrats have about 18 million with 20 million in debt, and they just had to hawk their headquarters to get money,
which was hilarious.
And now here's the thing.
Funny.
Here's the thing about it. And in your lifetime, can you remember any time in any election cycle that the Democrats had less money than the Republicans?
No, it's always the Democrats always had more.
Except magically this year.
Except this year. Yeah, good point.
Well, let's see. USAID, Southern Poverty Law Center.
There it is.
The Leering Centers.
There it is.
The hospice, all the places where they've been ripping us off, and now all of a sudden they don't have no money. Weird, huh? It's like the gravy train just stopped.
It makes you kind of angry at past Republican presidents who have still continued to allow it to go on. They had to know.
Because they've been getting it too. They've been getting it too. They've been getting paid too. How are all these guys worth millions of dollars? They're bitching and complaining because Donald Trump had a pretty good couple of years because he made some big investments when he wasn't president. It's paying off. And he went from being worth 10, 20 billion dollars to be worth $200 billion. And oh my gosh, are they pissed off about it? Let me tell you what that is. That's an anointing from God. See, That's what that is. That's the Job anointing.
Yeah, and having
He
some
can't
really
fail.
smart kids to help him run his
Yes.
business.
Yeah, he doesn't run any of his business now. His kids
Not
run them all.
anymore, no. Yeah.
And so they're really pissed off about that, but they're all, someone pointed out Warnock, I call him Warlock, from Georgia. He entered the Senate in 2020. They had to have a runoff election for him to win. He entered the Senate worth about $500,000. He's now worth in the neighborhood of about 20 million. How do you do that on a couple $100,000 a year salary? I mean, in 6 years, that's only what, $1.2 million, $1.3 million? How you worth that much? Well, I'll tell you how you worth that much. Leering centers. That's how you worth that much.
Yeah. Laundering the money through NGOs.
Yep.
Was it Senator Mike Lee, Utah, who proposed making it illegal for any member of Congress to do any kind of trading while they're?
I think there's a couple. I think Tim Burchett was signed on that bill. There's a couple people signed on that bill. Luna was signed on the bill. Here's the thing about that, and I'm all for it.
Every Democrat voted against it,
and
a whole lot of Republicans voted against it too.
And let me tell you something. They're not that good. Even with insider trading, they're not that good. You know, Nancy Pelosi is 130 times better investor than Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Well, if you look at results, yeah, sure. But how honest are they?
They're not. But see, the scandal isn't the insider trading. The scandal is the money laundering that is the insider trading. Like Hillary's cattle futures and Whitewater back in the day. You remember when Ken Starr was investigating that? You know, the reason for Monica Lewinsky, the reason that came out, is because it was about to come out. This is standard operating Clinton policy, and that is when a scandal's about to break, give them a salacious lesser scandal to look at, focus on, get upset about. Ken Starr was not about investigating the Clintons over Monica Lewinsky. A consenting adult having sex with a consenting adult is not a crime, even if you're president and you're married. It's not a crime. It was
about lying under oath.
It's about
what your definition is.
No, that was later on. That's what they turned it into. It was about Whitewater. It was about not Rosemont Seneca. That's Hunter Biden. It was about how she took 10,000.
Was it White Rose? Whitewater. That's
the
it.
Rose Law Firm.
Rose Law Firm. There.
Whitewater Housing Development.
Yeah.
It was about turning $10,000 investment into cattle futures and $100,000 in 10 days. Which everybody says is impossible. I don't know. I don't do futures, but that's what it was about. And then the Monica story broke, and all the cameras went, boop. Oh, salacious, woo! And remember the reporters were going, oh, I'd go under the desk for Bill Clinton. You remember that?
They said what again? I'm sorry, you were thumping your microphone.
I'm sorry. I'd sit under the desk with Bill Clinton.
And those were the males.
Yeah.
No reasonable prosecutor would prosecute, says Jay Boland. You're absolutely right. No reasonable.
That's the 30,000 emails. And with Joe Biden, the tapes are out now where Joe Biden's going, yeah.
I haven't seen them yet. The media never released any of that because they just didn't think it was
all over
proper.
My Telegram page. Go to my Telegram page. It's those files are.
What he's talking about is Biden had to go through some kind of psychiatric evaluation.
No. That's not what I'm
you're talking about. What are you talking about?
No, he's talking about the recorded tapes. It's like 40 hours of recorded tapes.
I'm sorry, that was a biographer, wasn't it?
The guy that wrote his book.
That's right.
And he said this.
This
is a celebrity impersonated. He said this. Those files, which are probably classified, are behind my Corvette in the basement garage. He literally said that on these recordings. Now, if you or me or anybody else but a president, a former president, had classified files behind their Corvette in the basement, you are committing a crime.
You'd only be able to see me during visiting hours.
Right.
If I
And
did something
so,
like that.
I mean, seriously, you're in the Guard out there in California. If you had your hands on a classified document and it was about the dimensions of a latrine, but it was classified,
it wouldn't matter how
and you took that
ridiculous it
home
is.
with you, and they found out about it,
Yes.
you would have a permanent change of status to Fort Leonard Wood, Kansas.
You're right.
You'd be closer to Missouri that way, but and that's I mean it. But what these people had all that, and they did nothing to them. And everybody goes, I wish they'd do something. I wish they did. They're still firing people, right? Acting Attorney General Pollitt has just fired a bunch more people. These are the people.
I know.
These are the people that didn't prosecute all the people you wanted prosecuted. So don't sit there and cry. Oh, look, you got to clear them folks out to get some other folks in. It's happening. It's happening.
Here's one right here. As a matter of fact. Oh, I already got something else up there on the share screen. I don't know if I can share it now. Never mind. Go ahead and keep talking. My apologies.
What? Oh, you've already got something. Well, let me play these.
I'm trying to bring it up right now, actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you do it? Drum roll.
Somebody
please.
else who got fired. Yes, I can bring it up. There it is.
And 3, 2,
Here
1.
it is. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1 all over again. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong thing completely, isn't it?
That's your shopping cart.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
Aren't computers wonderful? They're great. I love computers. Well, while you're figuring that, have you got it?
Okay.
Have you got it?
I will, yeah. I will.
While you're doing that, let me go back to the AOC thing, okay?
Okay.
Let me go back. I'll run this one. We'll go back to the AOC and you can figure that out. Okay, here we go.
I got it figured out. Okay.
This is one of the leader. He's the leading Democrat talk show host out there. Notice his mouse suit and everything. He is a Democratic Socialist of America, proud communist. Now, listen to there's a question about who's going to run for president.
Okay.
Had to pick between two for 2028, a Democrat. Who would you pick between Gavin Newsom and Rahm Emanuel?
Oh God. Oh, shoot me. Oh, I have no idea.
You have to pick one. It's the game.
You know what's crazy? Rahm Emanuel is better on foreign policy than Gavin Newsom.
He's been criticizing Israel recently. You buy that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy it.
Oh shoot! I hit my doggone mouse. Sorry about that.
Mouse abuser.
Boy, I totally sniffed that one. Here you go. We'll watch this one. This is the WNBA All-Star Game. Mind you, this is the All-Stars. Not a basketball yet. A basket yet.
Dang. Ah. Ah. Ah.
So when I first saw that, I first time I ever watched a WNBA game was a Caitlin Clark, whatever team she plays for, and that other Reese chick, whatever. And they played. I watched the third quarter of a game, and there was no points scored. It looked exactly like that. So afterwards, I went to my daughter. I said, I have to apologize to your basketball team, which went 0-9 for the season, and because they could all be WNBA stars. I mean, it's that bad. All right. I'm sorry. I somehow flipped over that. I don't know how I did that, but
I enjoyed it. I'm glad you put it
yeah.
up there.
Yeah. So
I'm Team Sophie too. Sophie Cunningham.
Oh,
Awesome.
absolutely. Sophie Cunningham is the best.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for
Sophie.
I'm waiting for John Tuna to call Charlie back. That's what Aaron says.
Me too. I wish I could have left my phone number. It kept me off. Okay, here we go. Talking about people who've been fired. Is that showing up? There you go. No, it isn't. There it is. Navy. I love this. This is what's happening. Navy confirms Brandon Newsom no longer employed after undercover Trump video.
Brandon Newsom?
Yeah, former head of business operations for the Department of the Navy is no longer employed by the department.
Oh, that's the one
release.
that James O'Keefe caught. Went on a gay
Sam.
date.
Yes.
These people, I don't know why they haven't figured out James O'Keefe yet. They go on these gay dates, or James O'Keefe's, if they swing the other way, gets a real pretty girl. If I'm sitting at a hotel bar because I'm out on business, I'm out at a Patriot rally or something, and I'm sitting, I won't be drinking, but say I'm drinking a soda pop and eating some chips, and this 12 and a half comes walking up to me and starts getting all frisky with me, wanting to go on a date and all this stuff.
You're going to automatically know something's not right here.
That's right.
I am not all that. I am not all that.
My wife is a 10, but she had a very sore lapse of judgment there for a year or so when I was doing I'm a heck of a salesperson. I mean, I'm really good. But
Lucky for you. Anyway, the announcement came Sunday from Acting Secretary of the Navy, Hung Cao.
Yes. Hung Chow is actually he's actually fantastic. Fantastic. Good. They're accusing him of being a white supremacist.
Are they really?
Yes, and he's totally Oriental. I don't know which part of the Asian.
The fact I just know that the Navy has a reputation with all Mike and I are both Army. And it's just kind of known in the military. You go one way. There's a reason why the Village People made a song about the Navy, about the U.S. Navy. Yep. The hidden camera video. So anyone who's actually Navy watching right now, I'd like to
before you go on.
Let
me tell you what his response was to be calling a white supremacist. He said, "Make sure you cut slits in the hood instead of circles because I see better with slits."
He said that.
Yes.
Okay, that guy's a stud. All right, that guy's a stud. Then Hung Cao. I'm gonna watch Hung. The hidden camera video was published online. This is July 22nd, just recently. Right-wing activists, of course, the media calls them that. Mainstream. This is Microsoft, their news service. Right-wing activist James O'Keefe. In the recording, Newsom is heard describing Trump as a textbook narcissist and expressing his intent to undo whatever's been done. This is what bothers me the most. This is that deep state. And we're seeing this everywhere. Peter Strzok, stroke, smirk, as my hero Rush Limbaugh used to call him in the FBI. A fine example.
Yeah, the lovebird.
That this idiot Newsom, which isn't that great? Anybody named Newsom now is going to be forever.
By the way, I guess his mistress is spilling the beans.
Peter Strzok's?
No,
mistress?
Gavin Newsom's.
Oh, Gavin Newsom's mistress. Oh,
his best friend's
wife who he cheated with. Yeah, when he was mayor of San Francisco. Anyway, expressing his intent
Jesse's girl
to undo whatever's been done by the Trump administration within the Pentagon. This idiot thought that he could just Mr. Department of the Navy, head of business operations. This arrogant ass was going to undo whatever's been done by the Trump administration within the Pentagon because he's got that kind of power, apparently. Footage also includes Newsom calling the ongoing conflict with Iran completely stupid and attributing it to one man's ego. This is beautiful. But it's very, very telling. This just shows you who these people are and how they are, and they're so arrogant, and they really do. They're undermining everything that my president is trying to get done. They're undermining everything, and it's not just in the Department of Navy. It's in every single unelected
It's everywhere.
bureaucracy.
It's everywhere.
It is
everywhere.
everywhere.
My father-in-law always points this out. One of the things that Barack Obama did the first few months in office is he fired everybody,
including Michael Flynn.
He fired everybody.
General
Michael
Flynn.
No, General Flynn did not get fired when he first came in office. It took a little while. Flynn worked for Barack Obama for a long time.
He did, yeah.
It was something that Barack Obama wanted him to do in framing up somebody else, and he wouldn't do it. That's why they turned on him. But he fired everybody, and then the number one single most job creator during the Barack Obama presidency was the U.S. government. They were hiring bureaucrats by hundreds of thousands a month. So they fired
shovel-ready jobs. Shovel-ready jobs. You remember that?
Yeah. And replaced them with a bunch of DSA types before the DSA existed. And now they say you can't fire the career Democrats that the career bureaucrats that we replaced the career bureaucrats with. That's basically what they're saying. So a friend of mine says this. He's watching on YouTube. He said, "What movie did Mike rent to win her heart?" That's a reference to the fact that I met her at Blockbuster. So,
what movie did she rent?
Well, if you want to know the rest of the story, I have to have 10,000 followers before I tell that story.
All right. That's good. I like that.
So if you want to hear the rest of the story, go follow me over on the Patriot Mike Show on Rumble. So let me play that video from Ram Emanuel, not Ram Emanuel. That video I was playing from the the one I was playing for. I screwed it up.
Okay.
Somebody I teach this guy. I was moving stuff around and bounced my mouse and rolled the screen, and that's where it happened.
You got to quit bouncing your mouse.
I'm telling you,
you'll go blind,
especially in public, right? I could run for office though.
Do it on a Zoom call,
which is wild.
All right, so Rahm Emanuel, Gavin Newsom is Rahm.
I don't know, but because Gavin is an empty suit, so are we capable of pushing him?
But
he's also
I'm not
an
doing
empty
the game.
suit.
You are.
Yeah, I know. This is
Rahm Emanuel or Gavin Newsom.
Oh, I don't know. Gavin Newsom, probably.
Gavin Newsom or Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg. This game sucks.
Pete Buttigieg or Kamala Harris.
This game sucks.
I'm now thinking who's more malleable, who's more susceptible.
Whatever reasoning you have, I'm just
to influence. I don't know. I mean, Kamala Harris, I guess she has more name recognition.
Kamala Harris or John Ossoff.
Oh, John Ossoff.
John Ossoff or JB Pritzker.
JB Pritzker.
Why?
I think JB Pritzker, despite being a billionaire, is again more responsive, whereas John Ossoff has a more interesting background and is I think secretly closer to my worldview than JB Pritzker is even.
Push Pritzker more.
But I think Pritzker has this ability to read the room, the left side of the room, whereas John Ossoff is always reading the right side of the room, if you know what I mean.
I do.
One is posturing to the left, the other is posturing to the right more than they should be.
I prefer the posturing of the billionaire to the left. JB Pritzker or Chris Van Hollen?
Chris Van Hollen.
Chris Van Hollen or Ro Khanna?
Ro Khanna.
Ro Khanna or AOC?
AOC. It's not even a question.
You notice what they ended with? AOC. Now, let's do one more.
My bet's on AOC. My money is on AOC being the presidential nominee.
There we go. We agree.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be AOC. Yeah. And did you hear her foreign policy answer?
All of her answers.
It's classic, man. It was so good.
I'm going to start her campaign exploratory committee. I'm so excited for it.
So AOC is going to be the candidate. They're saying. I'm saying she's not going to be the candidate because they're going to steal it from her just like they do. That's what they do. I mean,
unless she pulls a Bill Clinton and starts going more to the center all of a sudden.
She's not going to go to the center. Now Ram will go to the center.
Yeah.
But she's not going to go to the center. She's going to go farther and farther left. She's going to go Zoltron left, like seize your property and all that other kind of stuff. That's where she's going. Seize your property, seize corporations. That's AOC.
California's following suit, by the way, with the billionaire tax. It's going to be on the ballot this coming November, this midterm.
So that's why a whole bunch of billionaires have left California.
Speaking of Caesar properties,
yes.
It's just getting started, brother. But here's the lie. Here's the lie of the California Democrat Party. They did this earlier with it was a real estate tax, basically increasing fees on everything and taxes on everything. But they called it a mansion tax. So dumbass people are thinking, yeah, stick it to those rich people.
So what's the level? What's the number?
They called it the million. They called it the mansion tax.
And what's the number that's a mansion?
And it passed. And it was not just about mansions. It was not just about wealthy people. It was business, real estate. It was everything.
To the DSA, to the commies, anyone who gets a W-2 or a 1099 is rich.
Oh, sure. Yeah, good point. And now here in California, the billionaires taxes are calling it. It started out as a millionaires tax when they first started talking about it, but gosh, there's so many millionaires, and that's gonna drive away our Silicon Valley boyfriends. So we better make it billionaire. Yeah, let's sock it to the billionaires.
That's exactly what Bernie did.
But there's so much more to it than that. It's not just about billionaires. Everybody's going to get hit with tax. Everybody. It's a 34-page proposal, 34 pages that nobody has read for the most part.
Yeah, that's why
it's everything and everybody, and they're increasing taxes on all of us. And they're calling it a billionaire tax, and there will be enough dumbass people in California who will go, yeah, stick it to those billionaires. I'm voting yes.
Yeah. You know, Bernie Sanders used to go around going, "You got to tax the millionaires and the billionaires," and then something happened, and he got paid off by the Clinton campaign. Bought a couple houses in the Hamptons and a Ferrari, and then it was all of a sudden we got to tax the billionaires and the oligarchies. And every good communist needs a house in the Hamptons and a Ferrari. And by the way, I learned something about rich people. When I say rich people, I mean like what's his name? What was his name? Thornton? What was his name on Gilligan's Island? The rich guy in Gilligan's Island. I mean rich
Mr.
people.
Howell the Third. Thurston Howell the Third.
Thurston. That's it. That's what I was looking for.
Forget Thurston.
It's been a while. And but anyways, I'll talk to
Lovey. And Lovey.
Lovey. And so they practice you see, the rich don't pay their fair and shack. You know why Bernie Sanders has multiple houses in the Hamptons? You know why? He can't live in them at the same time, right?
Because Cutter gave it to them?
No. Well, I mean, maybe, but here's the reason why rich people have big houses. So I was talking to a friend of mine. My friend has a custom cabinet shop that does only high-end cabinets, like the house he's working on, Lake of the Ozarks, is a 21,000 square foot house.
21,000.
Yes, 21,000 square foot house. He's working on the kitchen. The budget on the kitchen
is 18,000 feet.
Is more than $1 million is the budget for the kitchen. And he says the conversation that we're having is you're running out of space and money for the things you want to put in this kitchen. 21,000 square foot.
Yeah.
And the people that are building this house are running out of space and money for the things they want to put into this kitchen. It's just not feasible with all the things that they want. And he's like, we're going to have to
build a bigger house.
I know, right? I mean, it's just like, why would you do this? And by the way,
22,000 feet is just not enough. We got to increase.
This is their lake home. They're not going to live in this home.
It sounds like it's probably actually bigger than the lake. If it's
Lake of the Ozarks, pretty good size. And there's some pretty big houses on Lake of the Ozarks. Anyways, so here's what this is. This is what Bernie does. This is why what's her name? Letitia St. James. This is why she has multiple houses all over the place.
She does too, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Most of them bought through fraud. But that's a whole other story.
That's pretty good money for just being a prosecutor for the city.
Wait till you hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's called Build, Borrow, Die, and it's a tax haven instrument. It's what rich people do to not pay taxes. Okay. So rich people, Jim Rohn. Have you ever heard of Jim Rohn?
Oh, sure. The sports guy.
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
the
I guess I
motivational
haven't
speaker.
no.
Jim Rohn said profits are better than income because it's an income tax, not a profits tax. Okay, so rich people like Elon Musk, worth $1 trillion, he doesn't have $1 trillion sitting in a bank anywhere. His $1 trillion are in stocks and bonds and shares and holdings and all this stuff, right? And it's all in levels of trusts and LLCs and X corporations, and it's all kinds of different levels that this thing is stored in. And he's got, accountants and lawyers and stuff figuring all that out. So let's say he's building this 21,000 square foot house down at the Lake of the Ozarks, and he wants, say the house is worth $30 million. Okay.
I think I know where you're going.
And so what they do is they build the house within the trust.
See, we poor folk don't even think this way.
Right. They build the house within the trust, right? So the house is now built. Then he borrows money on the asset, the house, $30 million. So he borrows $25 million on the house. And then he pulls that $25 million out of the trust and puts it in his bank account. And you see it's not taxed because it's not income. It's a loan. And they just keep on keeping on. More property, more assets, more things, borrow more money. And all that cash flow that they have from borrowing money isn't taxed because it's a loan. And see, now let's do the flip side of that, okay?
And the what is it? The not the principal, but the interest is probably a write-off, isn't it?
That's what I was just going to get at. So let's flip that.
Then there's that.
They use it for business property, like they rent it out to an Airbnb, or they have vacays in it with their business partners, or whatever the case is. It's under the umbrella of the corporations and the trusts and all this other stuff. So because it's that, you can now rent it back to yourself. Like I used to, MPS Motors, the property was owned by Mike Cook Property Management
LLC.
MPS Motors LLC rented for $2,000 a month the property, and then my accountant would write off in depreciation the $2,000. That was $2,000 into my pocket, and I didn't pay taxes on that. And that's a legal maneuver. This is the way it works. So they could do the same thing too. They're doing the same thing too. They're rolling that the other way. So they're making money this way and they're making money that way, and all that money is completely untaxable.
It's just so discouraging sometimes that you just flash me back to 2016 when Hillary Clinton was talking about he didn't pay any taxes. And his President Trump's response was, because I'm smart.
Yep, exactly. Now
you don't like that? You don't want me to take advantage of this? You end it. You're the one in the government. Make it end. Don't give people these kind of freebies like this anymore, and these little loopholes where you're self-serving and giving each other reach arounds. They write the rules.
They write the rules. And you want to know something? You know how Hillary Clinton knew that Donald Trump wasn't paying any taxes? Because she's not either.
Yeah.
That's
sure
how
that.
it probably way more less than, because she's not producing anything.
No.
Other than getting $500,000 to go over to China and speak for 20 minutes.
Chelsea is the ultimate production coming out of Hillary. And that wasn't very good. By the way, where is Chelsea now? All I heard about her was going to Stanford, and she was going to be the next big thing and all this.
She is the head poobah. I don't know what her title is. The head poobah of the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative.
Perfect.
I think she's getting like $50 or $60 million a year, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh, that's
it's a tough gig. It's a tough gig if you can get it.
It is. Kind of like Hunter Biden getting that nice little cushy job, sitting on a board, talking about discussing things that he has absolutely no knowledge of in Ukraine.
Well, right now he's still selling his paintings for $50,000, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'd like to see the people who are buying those paintings these days, because he doesn't have the political influence to peddle anymore, does he?
Well, I think he's getting ready to make a Senate run, not 2028. Well, maybe in 2028, not this time around, but in 2020, I think he's getting ready to run for the Senate or
in Delaware, where they have
because they got to get the grift back in the office.
They have a long history of putting really crappy people into positions of tremendous power.
And that's going to bring a whole new level to the Madison Cawthorn parties and the Brokeback Mountain stuff in the Senate. I'm just saying. Now Lindsey's
isn't that
gone.
funny
so
too that Delaware, by the way, isn't that one of those states where people isn't Delaware one of those states where everybody wants to start up a corporation there because there's like no taxes or something?
Yeah, they've got the loosest corporation laws there are.
Yeah, there it is.
That's there in Utah. Utah
used to be, and it used to be in Nevada. I guess not anymore, huh?
Well, that's because the mafia was running in Nevada at that time. So
yeah, that's right.
Somebody says, don't forget the $54,000 video chat. Yeah, it was some kind of deal where you bought a painting.
Hunter would do a video chat with you for do a nice video.
I don't want it to because I've seen some of the videos of Hunter Biden. Here's one more. This is Zoltron. This is a Zoltron. He brings this lady up.
Okay.
And this is what I'm saying. They're coming after they're total communists. Listen to this.
Yes.
The administration is emboldening us so that we no longer tolerate the violence of evictions as a matter of business as usual.
In 1787, John Quincy Adams had a comment. The moment the idea is admitted into society that property is not as sacred as the laws of God, and that there is not a force of law and public justice to protect it, anarchy and tyranny commence. Private property rights are the foundations of liberty in America. Because if you think about where everyone that came to America was coming from, there were these tyrannical governments where some overlord or some cabal could decide at any point to take the things that you have. You had no private property rights as an individual. And it was that stasis that drove so many to come to the United States and say, we want a place where individuals, one person, can say, I own something and no one can take it from me. This idea that you can then claim acts of violence, that you can then claim circumstances of extraordinary, extravagant wealth and say to that individual, I now have a right, the government now has a right to take your private property, ultimately leads to this tyrannical form. And it starts out as being anarchic. Then remember, anarchy is a temporary state. It's always in between one state and another. All anarchies end up in tyranny. So anarchy and tyranny are one and the same. And fundamentally, what's going on with these socialist principles is that we are taking your private property and you no longer have rights on your private property. We now will have the rights to come in and take your property and control it and take it from you. And it always starts with this framing of moralistic intent. We are good. You are bad for the following reasons. You have committed violence against the people that live in your building. So the first framing is that the private property owner is evil and that the private property owner has committed an act of injustice against those who don't have the private property. And that is the justification for taking away their private property rights. And it is the beginning of this transition towards a tyrannical system, which will ultimately be what I call this kind of great American Politburo or whatever socialist framework gets set up by the cabal of the socialists and what they're trying to put together. So all of these little acts, while seeming ridiculous and insane and inappropriate, in aggregate are the same thing. They're a transition away from private property rights, which is the foundation of the United States of America. That's why I think we should all be so shocked. And to John Quincy Adams' point, we need to vehemently defend those rights. As soon as those rights start to slip away, even in the tiniest way, it is a cascading effect and everything will become tyrannical and it will be very ugly in the United States of America.
Yeah, they're either they really truly despise us so much that they do want the whole US of A to collapse in an astounding death heap, or they have not put any second of thought into what would really happen if all that they wish, that one idiot you played earlier about the defunding this and closing down all prisons and opening up all borders and no more Pentagon, they've put no critical thought into what would actually happen, the anarchy, the total breakdown, the Walking Dead scenario that would usher in this country and what it would do to the rest of the world as well. How do you hate your fellow human beings so much that you want to see it all crash and burn like that? What kind of mind and heart do you have?
you've got the Barack Obamas and the Hillary Clintons and maybe the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warrens. They know all that. Now, these useless idiots that have got their college degrees and have set 8, 10, 12, 14, 20 years in college under their Marxist teachers being indoctrinated. And when I say 8, 10, 12, 20 years, I mean professional students. You know the type. Never had a job, never produced anything, never owned anything, and are all pissed off because their boomer grandparents won't leave the farm to them because they're never proven they could handle it. So they don't have any idea. They
let's
believe.
Let's look back in history. Let's look back at the Bolshevik Revolution. Who were the ones
but they
who
did it
actually?
Wrong.
Who were the? Yeah, what I get it, but I know what you're saying, and you're right. That is the crap that they say. But who did the communists? Who did the ringleaders? The string handlers? Who did they utilize to do their dirty work for them? The youth, the high school, the college.
Yeah,
look at Mao's
Mao
China.
Zedong.
Who did they use?
The youth.
Look at the brown shirts of Nazi Germany.
In Mao Zedong, he would take the youth and they would gather up the intellectuals and the artists and those types, and they would go through struggle sessions where they'd have the youth just for hours and hours and hours abuse these people, accusing them of all kinds of bad stuff just because they existed prior to the communist revolution.
Right.
And they would, it was horrible what they did.
It's no different here. That's happening now here. And as much as I hate to admit it, that's a tremendously huge population of the United States of America. And they are going to be calling the shots for us.
Well, the CNN,
pretty much
CNN
to the
people,
point now where they're going to be able to do it.
The CNN people didn't play the rest of that video because it goes on to say that they're going to arrest Trump and his entire family and charge him with treason. They're going to arrest everybody that worked with Trump and charge them with treason. Everybody that supported Trump and charge them with treason.
And that was Scooter Mamdani's little press conference that woman is saying all that.
Yeah.
Where's my cuss spell? I can't find it. I can't.
This is what we got to look forward to right here. This is it right here.
Yeah, there it is. I love this.
Praise the dear leader. This is my outfit of the day. I'm on my way to work a 12-hour shift at the collectively owned factory. My government-issued clothing is by the brand Miu Miu, which stands for Ministry of Imposed Uniformity. All clothing comes in one size. It could be triggering for some comrades to acknowledge reality. Overconsumption is evil. I am so grateful that I get to wear the same clothes every day for as long as the government decides I should live. Neutral colors are more inclusive. We don't want to offend the colorblind community. This is my work bag. It was issued by the Ministry of Carrying Things. My hairstyle is one
Carrying things.
Dear leader so generously allows us to choose from. It's sunny out today, but we're not allowed to wear sunglasses so the guards can tell whether we're crying or not. There's no crying in Utopia. Stay tuned for my closet tour. Bye, comrades.
Bye, comrades. There's no crying in Utopia.
No, that's it. Star Trek Utopia.
Everybody says, well, you go down to China and those people are doing very well. And there's a man on the streets. He sneaks in a little camera and he goes,
they're scared to death. They're scared to death.
So tell me, how do you feel about China? Oh, I love China. China good. China good.
Exactly.
China's really good. I love China. I love Hail Communist Party.
I've become wonderful friends with several Chinese who live here now. And they told me horror story after horror story, and I'll beg them, please go on and do a show with me.
Nope,
I'll block out your. I mean, we don't have to show your face or anything. Oh no! They will know. They will find out. No! I still have family there. No! They're scared to death, and they have their ESG crap that's fully implemented now in communist China, where you get your little credit scores, and if you say anything, against the government, you get your money taken away, you get your privileges taken away. It is just this side of the mark of the beast. It's done. It's happening there, and morons here in the United States of America want to see that here. They think it's all good and great. Won't that be wonderful?
There are homeless people in China. Actually, they're not homeless people. There's not homeless people in China. They are people with low enough social credit score that they can't open the front door to their apartment building. And they're living on the street.
That happened during COVID when,
It's happening now. It's happening now.
It's happening now. Yeah.
Their doors are all electronically locked to their apartment buildings, their state-owned apartment, by the way, and their social credit score has lowered so much that they can't get in the door to their apartment.
Okay. Thank you, Marine in the Woods, Ministry of Erectile Dysfunction, MED, Med.
And that's the Ministry of Erectile. That's where they take you into a secret room.
Dysfunction. That's it.
Yes, they take you into a secret room and put there's TV screens. Like the ball in Vegas. There's this TV screen like this, and they flash pictures of Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi and all these leaders of the DSA to get your erectile dysfunction fixed or whatever it is.
Oh no, that'll make it permanent.
Yes, well, they're communists, so they don't understand how things work.
You've heard about the flock cameras. Do you have flock cameras out there in Missouri? Do you know what that is?
Some. Yes, they got some. It's not as prevalent as in the bigger city around here because, but there are some. And I have an opinion on this, so let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. This is what's happening now. Are people are cutting them down? They're spray painting them, and this is not the Antifa types. These are people who just in general are sick and tired of the surveillance state, the 1984 kind of scenario where government's big brother and watching all of us, and they're doing something about it. This guy put out a funny video. Well, I think you'll be able to figure it out. Roll it.
Leave flock cameras alone. There's no need to label all the flock cameras in your area. And don't put plastic bags over them either, because all that does is cost the company time and money. Grow up. I know that you can use a $50 high-powered blue or green laser like this one to permanently blind flock cameras, but come on, guys. Why? Definitely do not use the camera map on deflock.org to find cameras, approach them from behind on foot with a spray paint extender, and spray them. And if you do that, at least make sure that you have your phone in your pocket. We can identify you using the Bluetooth and 5G. There is no reason to spend $20 on a hard hat and high visibility vest and then buy a $30 Sawzall with diamond tip blades to cut down the entire pole. That's because the cameras and solar panels are clamped with a simple 8mm socket, so you're just doing too much. The cameras have about 12 hours of backup battery, so they will be transmitting Bluetooth and 5G that we can use to track you. So under no circumstances should you put the camera inside of a Faraday bag while the battery runs itself out and then break them down for parts, because that would prevent us from finding you, and nobody wants that.
Nobody wants
that. If you do any of these things, it's important that you do not buy a pair of Vader facial recognition blocking glasses, because then it would be impossible for us to identify you and charge you with a class 4 misdemeanor, which is typically just community service or a small fine. And for the love of God, do not attend your city council meetings and demand that they cancel your city's flock contract. We need these cameras. Peter Thiel is a benevolent overlord. And we should all be grateful that he loves us enough to keep us safe.
Benevolent overlord.
The Admiral.
Okay, that's funny.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's my opinion about the flock cameras. Am I for or against them? If I had to vote, I'd tell my city not to do it. However, that is not your underlying problem. You guys, these people out there attacking the flock cameras are attacking the wrong thing. You need to be attacking the unconstitutionality of this. You have the right to your privacy.
They would never show up at a city council meeting. They're just acting out, and I get it. And I find it kind of funny.
I got a very big point that everybody needs to be focused on.
I got you. The crackdown is coming. It's going to be severe.
No, the flock cameras are not the problem.
Okay, it's unconstitutional.
They're the symptom.
Okay.
No, because you have a First Amendment right, you have a Fifth Amendment right, you have a 14th Amendment right.
Right to privacy. Yeah.
right to privacy, right to persons, right to papers. A police officer can't just pull you over and collect your information. They have to have probable cause. Well, what needs to happen is that people need to sue the police department with these flock cameras for collecting your information, without probable cause.
Nobody has that kind of money.
That's where you got congressmen you can call, just like you called Thune earlier. It'd probably be just as effective.
Let's do it again. I want to call him again.
So here's the thing. The flock cameras aren't the problem. There's cameras on every police car. The flock camera is not the problem. The problem is using the information off the flock camera without probable cause or a warrant. If the Supreme Court just ruled, by the way, Supreme Court just ruled because they were doing these warrants for geographic canvassing. So if a crime happened in Lancaster, California, let's say, and the crime happened there on Division and Lancaster Boulevard, that I actually remember, this is crazy. They go and they say for 10 miles, and you're talking 100,000 or so people, for 10 miles in a circle, we want everybody's cell phone data. They get a warrant. They were doing this. They get a warrant to get everybody to see where everybody was at, what everybody's doing, to see if they can figure out who did the crime. The Supreme Court rule says you can't do that. You can't just go out and gather everybody's information. That's eventually going to apply to these cameras. You can't just willy-nilly collect data and information. You have to have a warrant. You have to have probable cause. You have to go through the process to protect people's rights. That's where we need to focus on these.
But the beauty about these vandals attacking these cameras is they're calling attention to it.
Well, yes.
Because how many of us are even aware or even paying any attention with every single thing taking away our attention of something new that's at the top of that traffic light, or something new is that a camera up there? What the heck? Where is this coming from? And it's suddenly all over your town, your city, your county.
And then they stop putting up the cameras because there's just too not cost effective. And they start flying 1,000 drones 24 hours.
And then there's the drones. Yeah, that's right.
You see what I'm saying?
There'll be solar powered drones.
So what are you going to do, right?
And
what are
then
you going
there's
to do?
the right to face your accusers. That's right. Good point, Carol. Camera surveillance is unconstitutional, but yet they'll still bust you in traffic court.
Camera surveillance is not unconstitutional. Every single business in America has it.
I'm talking about in traffic court. Traffic court, I know this because I got busted in my traffic camera, and I went in and said that. I can't face my accuser. You can't accuse me of a crime where I can't even face my accuser. Oh no, I still had to pay the fine, and I got railroaded right through there.
Yep. They don't care.
They don't care.
But that's where we need as a society, we need to start pushing back on this, on our constitutional rights.
Can't even get my own fellow Republicans to register to frickin' vote out here in California. How are you going to get anybody to stand up for that?
Well, if they're not registered to vote, they're not Republicans now, are they?
Idiots. Yes, they are Republicans.
Are they?
They say they are.
Not if they're not registered to vote. They ain't nobody. They're just a citizen that has no power.
Good point. What a good point. I like that. I'm going to start using that.
I'm a Republican. You registered to vote? Well, it's just like the argument I'm having with people on the internet right now. It starts off with the Jew hate, and it gets to the point to where, is Jesus Christ the Son of God? Did he rise on the third day to ascend to the Father, to sit on the right hand of the Father where he'll make his enemies his footstool? Is Jesus Christ the Son of God? And they deny the deity of Christ. They say they're Christian. And I say, you're not a Christian if you don't believe Jesus is God.
Good point.
You can't be a Christian. You could be religious. You could be a nice person. You could be a good human being. You could pay your taxes. You can live your life righteously, but you're not a Christian by definition. I mean, our buddy Aaron, who's an Orthodox Jew, is in the comment section all the time. He's a Jew. He doesn't believe Jesus was the Messiah. He's not a Christian. He believes in the same 10 Commandments and the same Moses and the same prophets. You see what I'm saying? But he's not a Christian. And that's okay. But you can't sit here and call yourself a Republican if you're not registered to vote. That's like being a Christian and not believing in Jesus.
I like that, my friend. You're absolutely right. That's a very good point.
I just made that up, but you could steal it.
Oh no, I'll totally give you credit.
Totally.
Oh man. Zelensky, the president of the former exotic dancer and comedian and cross-dresser, who's now allegedly running Ukraine, is here in the country right now with, oddly enough, Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel.
Yeah, they're celebrating Lindsey Grahamnesty's death. Or celebrating is probably not the right word.
Honoring.
They're honoring. Yeah, it's probably the better word.
Honoring his memory. There you go.
Speaking of Lindsey Grahamnesty, you keep going, but I just want to add this to the screen real quick about Lindsey Grahamnesty. What do you notice?
The wrinkled flag. I know everybody's been talking about that, but I think those pallbearers who brought out the casket, I was watching it very carefully.
It's not wrinkled like the other ones.
No, it's not. But everybody kept saying it was, and they were circling this one area. But the Marine at the very end, the one that's closest to us, when the 8 men were bringing out the casket, I think he had his arm up against the casket, and it folded the flag to where it made it look wrinkled. It was not. So it was just because he was carrying it at the moment. No, it's not wrinkled. Everybody's making such a big deal out of that.
Not wrinkled like John McCain's was.
I was just gonna say, now John McCain, that was wrinkled. And that's what you do to a treason, somebody who's committed treason against the United States of America. That's what you do. That's a sign to those who know this dude was treasonous. That's what they say. You're right. Good point. Wait, do you have that picture to compare?
I do not. I wish I did.
Okay. Well, I see you're looking for something right now. What you got? If not, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to my next topic. Okay.
Move on.
24 mosques. The lying, cheating, murdering cult religion called Islam. While
you're doing this, I'm going to bow out for a second. I'll be right back.
Got to take what am I?
I gotta go let the dog out. It's down here nipping at my heels.
You got to do a bio break, don't you?
Yes.
Speaking of which, that's what my captain always called it. I haven't fed Spike either. I should probably do the same. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Just kidding. So anyway, just did a show with let me think of his name. Chris Burgard, Burgard. He's a filmmaker, documentaries. Just a stud. Cool dude. And if you go to my Rumble channel, you can watch it. And it says, Don't Sharia My Texas. That's the name of this particular show at rumble.com/do not talk. It's called Do Not Talk because I talk about two things you're never supposed to talk about, politics and religion. So just remember that. Do not talk at Rumble. And watch that show with Chris Burgard. Very eye-opening. And very frustrating. Because I think a lot of the proliferation and what's happening right now with Islam growing without any kind of pushback is coming from my own fellow Christians in the church. Nobody's speaking out about it. Nobody wants to come across as being, bigoted, racist. Although, how are you racist against a religion? If in fact it is an actual religion, you're telling me only people of Arabic ascent or descent, ascent, can and some of them I've sat next to, and there's a lot of scent. But anyway, only Arabs can be Muslim. Is that what you're telling me? Why is it racist? Am I an Islamophobic? Am I actually afraid of Islam? No, not. Stop calling me names, stupid, and actually start thinking about things. What is the ultimate goal of them? And they love if they can buy a church and shut it down and convert it into a mosque. They love doing that. And there have been 24 mosques built in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas in just 1 year. Who's paying for all these? And it's always thousands of acres, hundreds, even thousands of acres that they buy. And they build these gigantic mosques. And they start building housing developments around it. Who's paying for all this? Where's the money coming from? 24 of these have been built just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in frickin' Texas. Now, why are they so hell-bent on taking over Texas, do you think? Why is Texas so important to them? Many other areas they could be buying and building. Why Texas, Mike? What do you think?
Well, because the communists and the Islamists are working together. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and they take over Texas.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, if you can
over.
take Texas down, absolutely right, brother. And they can take Texas down a lot easier than they could California. Just because California is so much, it costs so much more money to buy here and so on and so forth. If they can just take over and destroy Sharia Texas, and that's coming.
Yeah,
that's coming. There's people saying now it's going to be done by 2035. It's going to be it will be Sharia law in Texas. That's how arrogant they are. And then you have stupid people like this guy. Watch him.
News about Islam from the media or the social media. People are here. They're opening up, meeting the Muslims, asking questions.
Dr. Sabeel Ahmed led the discussion.
I was meeting with the three ladies, and one of them showed me some passages from the Quran. Somebody sent it to her. And she's saying that, is it true that Muslims can do this and that to non-Muslims?
Notice he didn't explain what the this and that was.
Is it true that, Sharia law? Then I have to...
Is it true that Sharia law? That's it? That's as far as he's going to go.
Correct her nicely.
I have to, here we go. This is what I really wanted you to see. I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but it's just, this is so insane how they talk.
Is it true that Muslims can do this and that to non-Muslims? Is it true that, Sharia law? Then I have to correct her nicely and politely. Then she said, you know what, that makes sense.
Then I have to correct her. Correct her in what way? Did she actually look it up in the Quran? Was she showing you the actual scripture? How did you correct her?
Well, he had to show her. He had to show her that the Prophet Muhammad was a pedophile who liked to run off into the middle of the desert and have gay sex with mystic type male figures that are demons or something, and also like to
come home covered in semen.
Yes, and then
I'm
also
not exaggerating. That's what
married
is
a little girl who
a 6-year-old
who he humped on her leg until she turned 9, and then he did the deed. Yeah,
I hadn't heard about the humping part. I thought that was the goat.
Yeah, well,
instead of getting news about Islam from the media or the social media.
So this is something that they did, and I looked this up because a little bit further in.
People are here. They're opening up, meeting the Muslims, asking questions.
Dr. Sabeel Ahmed led the discussion.
I was meeting with the three ladies, and
I was meeting with the three ladies. So anyway, I was looking up what group he represents, and dang it, here it is. It's a group called Gain Peace Project. Let me call that up, the Gain Peace Project, and show you what they are and what they're all about. Okay, this is kind of like CARE. Do you know what CARE is?
Yes.
Council on American Islamic Relations.
It's
by the way, it's American Islam. Yeah, it's American Islamic Relations. So America is not a religion. Islam is not a government, right? Why do we have to have American Islamic Relations? That makes no sense to me. So anyway, here we go. It's the Gain Peace Project. Nonprofit organization dedicated to educating the public about Islam and dispelling misconceptions while providing support to new Muslims and converts. Founded under the umbrella of the Islamic Circle of North America, The heck is that? Gain Peace's main goal is to share accurate information about Islam, clarify misunderstandings, and foster peace through knowledge. There's their toll-free number if you want to give them a call, 1-800-662-ISLAM. But only between the hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. because, well, we must sleep. 1-800-662-ISLAM. That's who those people are, and that's who this little goofball
me some passages
is
from the
representing.
Quran. Somebody sent it to her, and she's saying that is it true that Muslims can do this and that to non-Muslims? Is it true that Sharia law? Then I have to correct her
Is it true
nicely
that
and
Sharia law?
politely. Then she said, you know what? That makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense.
You know
It
what?
makes
That makes sense. Well, no, actually, we don't know what because you explained none of it.
Well,
What were
because
the
they can't explain it.
questions? They cannot. Exactly.
It's
they
the
cannot.
religion of peace, don't you know? And
I
if you
know,
don't
President-
believe it, they'll kill you to prove it.
That's exactly right. If you don't stop calling Muhammad a false prophet, he will have his followers kill you. If you don't
Yeah.
stop calling it a murderous regime and an evil cult religion, he will have his followers kill you.
When
That's who they
a
are and what they
Christian
are.
when a Christian tells you that the only way is through Jesus Christ, he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes before the Father except through him. When they that is
I didn't say that.
It's
Those aren't my
extremist.
words.
Those are extremist violence.
Right.
When you say if you do not convert to Islam or we'll cut your head off, that's peace.
Yeah, that's peace, apparently. So the problem I'm having with my own fellow Christians is even the pastors are not talking about this from the pulpit, and people are suckers. And those same Christians, anytime I talk about this kind of stuff and do shows like I just did with Chris Burgard, which I truly hope you will go and watch at my Rumble channel, rumble.com/do not talk. It's called Don't Sharia My Texas. Very eye-opening, who they are, what they're doing. And he basically pulled a James O'Keefe. He got intel and inside and is asking questions of people, and they admitted all kinds of stuff to him. Just through his questioning, he framed things and put them in such a way that they couldn't deny it.
Yep.
So there's one in particular is very glaring when he asks a question that's so poignant. The man just froze, and he just sat there, and he didn't say anything because there was no answer to it because he was caught in a lie. And my own fellow Christians are allowing this to happen. And it's all, well, we have freedom of religion. It's not a religion. It's a form of government. It's a totalitarian, just another form of Maoist, Marxist, communist crap with Allah thrown in. And for the love of goats, you get to do whatever you want with animals and other infidels.
We can't have Christians in government because this is a theocracy.
And then there's
but
that.
we need a government like Iran, which is a theocracy.
Yeah.
That is who these people are so confused. They're like this guy. I mean, they just don't.
Is that one of those queers for Palestine?
Obviously, yes. You know what their theme song is, right?
What?
I believe I can fly.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's right. You said that last week.
Yeah. I want to see if you remember.
The other problem I have with my own fellow Christians is when they'll come back at me with this kind of crap. Well, my neighbor is Muslim and they're so nice. Well, I worked with a couple of Muslims. They're so nice. And that's another thing that was brought up in this film. And he got these people to admit when they're in the minority, you bet they'll follow our rules and they're so nice. But then when they're in the majority, all bets are off.
Well,
all these people that you thought were so nice, because there's this thing called taqiyya.
Yep.
In their own Bible, the Quran, it tells them you can lie to infidels just to encourage more growth of Islam. You can lie to anyone who is not of their cult.
Well, you see, your neighbor,
that's what your neighbor's doing, and your coworkers are doing. Oh, they're so
let
nice.
me dig a little deeper on that, because
your
neighbor may be a Muslim the same way that you're a Christian. You know, they practice Ramadan every couple of years. They go to the mosque every once in a while.
Here's the difference, buddy.
Well,
Here's the
let me finish because I'm going somewhere with this.
All right.
Just like you, Mr. Christian, go to church every Easter and every Christmas. You're not really into it, and football's on besides. Here's the difference, though. As if the Christians were to take over the United States, you wouldn't change a thing. As a Christian, you'd be exactly who you are.
You made my point. That's what I was
as a moderate worldly Muslim, as the radicals take over, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to radicalize, or they're going to surrender to them and just let them do their thing.
And these moderate Muslims are scared to death of their own extremists who are actually sticking to the Quran.
That's exactly it.
And they'll fold like a cheap suit.
They're running around in Western clothes, doing Western things, eating Western popcorn, going to Western movies. And the moment that the Islamists take over, you go into their closet, they're going to put their burqas on and comply. As good little Muslims would. Because they know. Because they know. And that's the difference between a Christian who's a Christian on Christmas and Easter and a Muslim who's a Muslim during Ramadan. And otherwise they're westernized. That when the Muslim takes over, they're no longer westernized. They're purebred Muslim. They know.
Why is mommy and daddy Muslim in countries surrounding Islam or Israel rather, taking the $50,000 to strap explosives to their own child?
Well,
to send into markets, to send into
in Saudi Arabia, they won't be doing that. Okay, but in Palestine, they will.
Yeah.
In Hezbollah, they will.
That was huge, though, for quite a while, especially when Saddam Hussein was paying these families $50,000 per kid to strap on an explosive vest.
Right.
And they go into centers where in Israel, if you've ever been there, and I have been there, Jerusalem itself has 4 quarters: the Jewish quarter, the Arab quarter, the Armenian quarter, and the Christian quarter. 4 quarters, 4 different religions, 4 different ways of thinking, completely different in many ways, all living together. And that's how Israel is. There's Arabs everywhere there. The people surrounding Israel in those countries literally hate their own fellow Islam followers because they're in Israel, participating and not being totally insistent that everything's got to be Sharia. They move into areas that's not a non-Muslim country, non-Muslim controlled country, because they're ordered to. This is their
convert
mission.
Or die. That their mission is, depending on if you're a Sunni or a Shiite, because they're different in their thought process about how the end time comes. But the Sunni Shias, which would be your Hezbollahs, your Muslim Brotherhood, your Palestinians, Hamas, and all that stuff. Those are all same thing as Iran. They believe that their Messiah will come up out of a well when the earth is bathed in the blood of the infidel.
Yeah,
that's
what
they believe.
That's why they want World War III. That's why
there won't be peace.
That's why Iran right now is attacking and sending missiles into Russia.
Well, they
want
that whole long thing. They
think that Russia's going to be the catalyst to turn this whole World War III scenario and make it real, make it actually happen, because they want it. And they're not even waiting for Muhammad to come back. Like we're waiting for Jesus to come back. They're not waiting for Muhammad to come back. This is something else I learned from interviewing this.
No, they're waiting for the 12th Imam.
And Jesus. They believe that Jesus is going to come back after the earth is soaked in
and he's going to bow down
our
to
blood.
The 12th Imam.
And he's going to convince those of us that are left that Islam was the way all along. Mm-hmm. And that the Christians were lying to all y'all. Jesus is going to come back and do that. That's what they believe. That's what they're teaching and preaching. And that's why they're trying to start World War III. It's just that simple. It will never end, is my point. And the only country, Iraq was under control under Saddam Hussein. Say what you will about him. He wasn't a religious zealot. He was a military strongman. Same with Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. Why did Hillary Clinton and the rest of those freaks want to take out Muammar Gaddafi? It never made any sense to me.
Gold.
Why did they? Well, and he wanted to get out of the whole
he was trading his
Federal Reserve crap. He wanted
oil.
to get out of that too.
He sold his oil for many years for only gold. And he was working with a coalition of North African states where he was going to create a European-style union, and that their money, their currency, was going to be a gold coin system. And
Great.
here's the problem with that.
I'd love to see that happen here again.
Here's the problem with that, is there isn't a currency today, and back then either, on the planet, not one currency that's backed by anything. Every currency is fiat. Everywhere in the world that you go,
Even the BRICS
fiat.
nations, I thought their whole thing was
They're all fiat right now too. Now they've
really?
talked about it, but they're all fiat right now. It's you got the Chinese yuan, you got the German or the Russian ruble, the Indian whatever they call their currency. I used to know it. Top of my head, I don't know. They're all the South African currency. They're all separate little currencies. They've talked about merging it into something, but they haven't. But Gaddafi was the closest to doing it because he had billions and billions and billions of dollars of gold, and he was going to print coins, and that was good. Here's what would have happened. Let's say that the coalition of North African states did this. They declared themselves united in a European Union. They started a parliamentary system, and they announced their currency as a gold Africana. Let's just say, and it was their base coin was let's just say a half-ounce gold coin. It would immediately collapse the entire world economic system because the world
we'd all be buying that currency, wouldn't we?
Everybody on the planet would be trading their useless dollars for gold.
I would.
Everybody on the planet would want that currency, and it would clap the entire system. So why did we take out Gaddafi? That's why.
Because he was about to make that happen.
He was about to clap the entire federal banking system.
I don't think that was the only reason. I don't think that was the only reason.
That is the only reason. Well, then never let a crisis go to waste. Okay, so they collapsed.
I think
Libya.
The whole reason for taking out the military strongmen and letting these Islamic freaks come in and take over entire countries and rule with an iron fist like the idiots and the Hamas clowns is because you want an unstable Middle East.
That's how they made all the money. That's how they made all the money. Absolutely.
And they want
profitable.
They want World War III.
Well, what was Benghazi? What was Benghazi about?
They want to depopulate. That's part of their whole thing too. It's just another form of religion, only they're worshiping the government. It's one world government, new world order stuff. It's all satanic. Every freaking bit of it is satanic.
That
was the ultimate goal, I think, of taking out these strong men in the Middle East like that. And,
what was Benghazi about?
Benghazi was the end of Ramadan, and it was payback, and I don't know. There were many different reasons. What do you think?
No, there wasn't many different reasons. There were some very obvious reasons.
Okay,
they were attacked by a branch of Al Qaeda. Okay.
Because
they were running guns. Libya was a very gun-rich state. They had guns out the wazoo. They were running guns from Benghazi through the consulate into Syria, supporting the JV team, which became ISIS.
Obama.
And ISIS was a competitor to whom at that time?
Al Qaeda.
Yes. And Al Qaeda attacked the American consulate. That was an attack by Al Qaeda to stop us from funding and supporting ISIS in Syria, which ended up taking over Al Qaeda because with America's support, with Biden's support. Why did we oust, just like you said, the strong man? Why did we oust the government of Syria and put in ISIS government in Syria? Why did we do that?
Destabilize the whole area.
Same reason. Yeah. And Russia was supporting the Syrian government. So it's a whole bunch of political play. It's a whole bunch of counter, recounter, undercounter, back and forth, Cold War type crap. By the way, what's going on in Iran right now is Cold War with China. We had all these.
I think a whole lot of what's going on, the Venezuela thing, I think all of it with President Trump is to take China out at the knees.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I talked about this did I talk about this on the show last week, or we thought about talking about this on the show last week? I don't think I did. Here's the thing. Venezuela was the number one supplier of oil to China. We took them off the table.
Yes.
We also took control.
And
we also took control of the Panama Canal. The number two supplier of oil to China was Iran.
Yeah.
Who was the number three supplier of oil?
To China. Most likely Russia?
Absolutely Russia. It is. Now, what in the last 2 or 3 weeks has been going on in the war between Ukraine and
taking
Russia?
out the refineries.
They've been taking out their refineries, their production, their shipping, their ports,
shut down their oil
everything
production.
to do with oil. Right now in Russia, there are multiple day lines of cars to get oil. They're in a fuel crisis in Russia right now. And okay. What's the game that what is Donald Trump doing in Ukraine? I couldn't figure it out. Why he just doesn't put the hammer down and shut down Zelensky and just end this war. I couldn't figure out why. Well, you got to know. I've got video of them grabbing grandpa off the street, an old man with a cane, to take him and put him on the front lines. They are out of people. They're out of money. They're out of energy. Yet all of a sudden they have these new drones that are stealthy, that can penetrate Russian air defenses across their country and cause devastating, accurate. I mean, literally.
And those are not coming from China.
Literally 6 months ago, they were taking Cessna aircraft, flying them remote control full of bombs, and flying them in trying to blow something up. That's literally what Ukraine was doing. That's where they were at. Now all of a sudden they've got this new, and I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? And then I realized what's going on here. We've cut off. Okay, now let me back up a little bit here. Let me explain why this is important. I said 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, when China started rattling its saber over Taiwan, that China is not going to attack Taiwan anytime soon. And here's the reason why. Because the only country on the planet today that can put a army size element, and let's break this down. You were in the military. You have a squad, which is 5 to 7 people. You have a platoon, which is 4 to 5 squads. You have a company, which is 4 or 5 platoons. You have a battalion, which is 4 or 5 companies, right? You have a brigade, which is 4 or 5 battalions. You have a division, which is 4 or 5 brigades. And you have an army, which is 4 or 5 divisions. Does that make sense? Okay. The United States of America, the only one that has the assets necessary to deploy an army, which is 4 or 5 divisions, onto a beachhead. Drive up, unload them onto ships, and put them on the beach. Like World War II. Russia can't do it. They don't have the equipment. England can't do it. France can't do it. Denmark can't do it. Japan can't do it. North Korea can't do it. No one can do it. Not even China, especially 4 or 5 years ago. They had to cross that. Not only do you have to cross that strait and bring people under fire, because the Taiwanese aren't just going to go sit there, I guess we have to let them come on the island. No, they're going to be shooting them as quickly as possible. So not only do you have to do this under duress, under fire, but you have to have logistics too. All the ammunition,
We've
all the
invested
food,
so
all the
much,
water.
and we get so much from Taiwan.
And so China had now here's the thing. I was watching, China has taken ocean liners.
Most of our chips are coming from Taiwan now, aren't they?
Yeah.
The
Well,
computer
that's why
chips.
Trump is trying to move all that stuff here.
Here, I know.
China
Good
was
luck,
buying
Taiwan, when we get
Carnival-
that done, by the way.
Carnival Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
When they run their ships for a number of years, they retire them. Like Norwegian, they retire them. China is buying up these cruise ships, stripping them down, and they're taking, and they've got these big old long, I couldn't understand what they were, like to go up 3 times higher than a ship up in the sky, and then they've got a gangplank. I'm like, what is it they're doing with it? They got like 7 or 8 of them now. And what they are is the first one will float in, right? And it will drop those big piers down into the ground and stabilize and lower that gangplank onto the beach. It's a landing craft. The next one would come in behind it and lower its gangplank onto the first ship. The next one would come in behind it, lower its gangplank, and now you have a pier. So you're unloading the troops, and you have a pier which you can bring more in. This is a system they've derived, and I'm looking at going, holy crap.
That's pretty dang smart.
Holy crap.
And a
China
whole lot less
is now-
money. A whole lot less money.
China now has the capability. I don't know if they can move a whole army, but I bet they can move divisions.
On the Love Boat.
However
ironic.
they do it.
How ironic is that?
Now here's the thing, though. China
War,
is a
exciting and
Right.
new. Come
No, it's not the Love
aboard.
Boat. It's the Love Boat. Love Boat.
Love Boat.
Love Boat.
Racist. You're racist. You're a racist.
Now, here's the problem. China is a net importer of oil. They do not produce enough oil domestically for themselves. They have to get oil from these other places.
But they probably could.
No, they can't. They can't. They don't have the infrastructure. First, they don't
They
have
got
the
the
oil
coal.
supply.
They got the coal. I'm sure they have the oil. I mean,
They
they're
don't.
building coal plants, processing
They
plants. Like
don't. They don't have
No?
as much coal as we do either. They don't. They don't have the oil fields. For whatever reason, God, I guess, they don't have the oil fields. They don't have the resources. So they have to bring it in. Well, we just cut off all of their bringing it in. They don't have enough for domestic use. They cannot conduct an attack.
And the
because they
military is
don't
not going to fly on wishes and dreams.
That's right, because they don't have the resources to do it. So all that being said, Donald Trump succeeds in all that I just said, completely
brilliant.
isolating,
I
completely, and then he comes out a week ago, we carried it live, and says China committed an act of war against us and tried to steal our elections, or did steal our elections. That's
They
an act
did,
of war.
yeah.
That's an act of war.
It is.
So just to think about it, the art of war. He is so into the art of war. He did nothing. Everybody was bitching about it. Everybody's been complaining. Donald Trump's
Which
not
was
doing
written by a
anything, Trump's
Chinese guy,
elected.
by the way. Oddly
Yes,
enough.
it was. And until he had China incapable of invading Taiwan, then he said they committed an act of war against us. Because if he had said that earlier, would the Chinese come out and said, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. No, we
Nuh-uh.
didn't.
Nuh-uh,
Nuh-uh. You can't
nuh-uh.
prove it. Or would they said, screw you, we're taking Taiwan. Well, they can't take Taiwan, so the only thing they got left is nuh-uh. And that's exactly where we are.
Isn't Xi Jinping, isn't he coming to the U.S. again, like real soon, or hasn't he
And
already
he
been here, or
mocks-
something like that?
And he mocks me about the way I say names.
Huh? And
Xi
I do. I don't
Xi
remember
Jinping.
Really? I don't
Xi.
remember mocking
It's
you about
Xi,
anything.
like Zsa Zsa Gabor. It's
Xi
Xi.
Jinping. Isn't he coming to the U.S. again? Isn't he coming back? Only this time it won't be to California, where Gavin Newsom welcomed him with communist flags everywhere.
And they
in
cleaned
San
the poop up
Francisco.
off the street.
They did
So,
clean up the poop, and they
got
moved
the-
and
get
they
rid of the
ushered all-
homeless.
Ushered them all into little caged areas.
Did they sing that
Telling.
little song they used in I can't remember the name of the movie.
I just
drew
wonder
a
how
blank.
that's gonna go when he comes to the U.S. again. How do you think that's gonna go?
Well, it's going to go exactly how
I mean,
it
my
goes
president went over to China and met with him over
it's going to
there.
go exactly how it goes with
We don't know
Benjamin
exactly
Netanyahu.
what they discussed and why he would fly all the way to China and take that kind of chance on being taken out by assassins in a very hostile country. I don't know why he did that. We don't know.
Because China doesn't want to do that because that's an act of war. That's how you get nuked. I'm just saying. You got to understand. Take Iran out of the picture because they're crazy. This doesn't work, but mutual destruction works, and
I don't
that
think
is
anybody outside of President Trump has the kind of guts to pull that trigger like that.
probably
I can't
not.
think of anybody in this state. In
Probably
this
not.
Nation.
But
J.D.
they don't
Vance,
know that.
Maybe
They don't
Marco
know that.
Rubio.
They don't know that.
Right.
So here's the idea. Chinese are godless communists. So this is the life they got. They ain't got no more life. This is it. So they want to protect this life, right? We're God-fearing Christians, so-called. And we have morals and we want to do what Jesus tells us to do, love our neighbor. So we're not going to nuke each other, right? Because we don't want to die. But the Muslims over there, the 12 imamers, they feel that when the world is bathed in blood, and if they martyr themselves in the process, that's even better because they get 72 virgins and
Virginians.
Yes, 72 right here. The Virginians, yes.
Yeah.
Right here. They get 72 of these right here. That's what you get.
He's a Virginian.
But that's what they believe, so that if you go, we're gonna nuke you, they say, don't give us a good time. And let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Don't threaten us with a good time. Right.
So that's my theory. That's my standing theory.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And President Trump, I've been saying this all along. Actually, I figured it out pretty quickly. Oh, good heavens, he's taking China out at the knees. I've been saying this on my show for a bit now, and now it's all really becoming more and more obvious that that's been the plan all along.
Oh, wait! I'm sorry.
He knows where the real threat is. He knows who the real threat is. He knows who the true great Satan is. And it's not the United States of America.
Did you see the letter that the post he put out about China and Putin sending weapons to Iran? Did you see that one?
No.
He says, I know you guys aren't sending weapons to Iran. I know you're not doing that.
Yeah.
I know you're not doing that.
Yet they are.
Have you seen that one? Oh
no, you got it. Let me see it.
I'll find it here in a second. But first, I just want to remind people who Zelensky is. He was an actor.
You got it. Yes, he was. And a cross-dresser. His whole thing was.
President of Ukraine.
That's him. That's one of the milder numbers.
Yes.
I've seen others where he's literally dressed like a woman and basically doing soft porn on stage, all for a laugh.
Or where he's playing.
He was a star of some kind of irreverent Saturday Night Live kind of show in Ukraine. And he was one of the stars, part of that ensemble cast. That's your president of Ukraine now. He was placed there. It's not an accident, man. It's not an accident. And now he's stopped elections. Well, this is wartime. We can't be having elections. So the people are just like, they're scared to death. They're trapped by their own leader. And that's real, man. That's what's going on right now in Ukraine. Where'd you go, Mike?
I don't know. Where did I go?
I don't know.
I don't know. I hit the wrong button probably.
You did.
And then I was looking for that post. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's what I'm saying. Wow.
What's the bottom line? How do we, seeing all this has got to be sometimes overwhelming. I can't speak for Mike, although I have a feeling he feels exactly the way I do. So I'll just tell you what I believe. I have the peace beyond all understanding. And I have that because God's word promises that. But I also know Jesus said we have not because we ask not. We're not asking for that. We're not asking for that peace. I'm watching my own Christians freak out. A friend of mine watched my show with 107 that I just did a couple of days ago, where 107
somebody on my show got mad at me because I let you put 107 on.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I told him that I don't tell Charlie what to do. It's called freedom of speech.
They got mad at you about that?
Yeah. He says I'm being a hypocrite because I talk bad about 107, and then I let you.
You do that. You do that. You do you. But he talked about that the midterm elections are not going to happen. They're going to be postponed, and we're going to have at least a 10-day shutdown all across the nation, and be prepared. And he goes, it's going to get bad. It's going to get real, real bad. And he was explaining why he believed this. And my friend watched the show, and this poor woman was freaking out. She goes, I couldn't even sleep all night. And I watched the show twice, and it was so awful. It was so frightening. And I go, why would you be frightened? Did you even ask the Lord to grant you his peace beyond all understanding that we have to ask for? We have to seek that. You see that throughout the New Testament. We have not because we ask not. Ask the Lord for his peace beyond all understanding. He'll give it to you. So Mike and I are we have to find all this stuff and follow all this stuff. It'd be so easy for me to go back to doing my funny little morning radio show and just ignore all of this and la 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 la. Okay, here's the latest hit from Luke Combs, and I'm going to tell you a funny little joke. Isn't this fun? This is great. It's a party. Life's a party.
A lot of Dottie. We like the party.
That's not my calling now. That's not my mission. My mission is to Ephesians 5:11, be no part of the works of darkness, but instead even expose it. That's my mission. That's my calling. That's why I continue doing this show. I'm not making hardly any money off of it. $50.60 I made last month from Rumble. And I'm not monetized on YouTube, which is where all the money is, because I have 2 strikes against me, and they've been shadow banning me from the beginning. Had all my Facebook pages taken away, my Instagram. And all this stuff would freak out and stop so many people. And I've seen it happen because they're like, oh, crap, I gotta curb my speech. Oh, I can't keep talking this way. I can't keep telling truth because I'm losing everything. I'm not going to stop. I'm not that guy. And that's because I asked the Lord for discernment, which Jesus told us to pray for that too. So you can discern what's of the creator of the universe, what's of the enemy. Discern. Ask for discernment. Ask for the peace beyond all understanding as well. In the name of Christ Jesus. Amen and amen. Doesn't take long. Talk to the Lord. And we're in very perilous times right now. And whether you listen to 107, and there's other guys who say far worse is coming. Or everything's going to collapse. It's going to be months long. You better have all this food prepped. You better take all your money out of your bank. And I got friends sending me these videos of these dudes. One's some guy out of Canada who's now living in the Philippines, and supposedly he's got all this insider info about all this stuff that's coming down. We're all going to have to go back to our original place of birth so we can claim our universal high income crap. And this is the stuff that they're peddling everywhere, and it can get so overwhelming. So I'm just begging you right now, if you stuff we've covered on the show today, you're thinking how we can't even survive all this. This is crazy. I just want to quit. I want to run away. Please don't do that. And please don't stop being involved. Instead, turn to the Lord. Turn to the Lord. Now
the thing is, more than ever. The thing is about this 10 days of darkness and the EBS and all that stuff. How many times they got to kick the can down the road? You know what I mean? Yeah. Starting to sound like Republicans. Anyways, so here's the truth that Donald Trump put out a few days ago. Okay. And I posted on Facebook, so I had to go to my Facebook account to find it. I couldn't find it other places.
That's why I didn't see it. Put it on Facebook.
Yeah, I know, right? I put it on my Telegram page too. Do you follow me on Telegram? You should.
I don't. I should. You're right.
Yeah, you should.
I need to get a Telegram.
So here's what he said. He said, President Xi, at our recent meeting in Beijing, China told me that he would not, under any circumstances, give or sell weapons to the Islamic Republic of Iran. And that statement included Chinese companies. Considering our relationship, I take him at his word. And besides, I'm doing him very big favors. Also, likewise, President Putin, despite the horrible war going on in Ukraine, the relationship remains, as it does with President Zelensky. Told me that he would not sell weapons to Iran. He understands that I do not sell weapons to Ukraine, but to NATO countries. They pay full price. And now those weapons and how those weapons are distributed, I have no idea. Therefore, two major countries that people speak of often in terms of Iran are, in my opinion, not participating. If they did, it would be very bad for them. Certainly not in their best interest. Thank you for attention to this matter. Now, let's just stop right there. And let me tell you, the Patriot mythology pushers and all them folks are out there screaming and hollering, Donald Trump's bowed down to Xi Jinping and Putin, and we knew it. He sold out to no. That's you guys that sold out to them, not Trump. That's what. Now, so I saw what he was saying here. I guess because I don't know. I watch a lot of gangster movies. I don't know. I saw what he was saying here. I saw what he did, and so I had AI rewrite it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
If a gangster had said it. So let's go back there. Let's go back there because I posted it.
Hey, use guys. Does it start off with that? Use guys?
He says, President Z, yeah, you. The one I sat down with in Beijing. You looked at me in the eye and you swore on whatever you hold sacred that you wouldn't sell or give a single weapon to that Iranian outfit. Not you, not your companies, capiche? Now, not under any circumstances. I took your word for it. I'm already doing you some big favors. So don't make me regret my courtesy. Same goes for you, Putin. Even with that messy little war you're running in Ukraine. And yeah, I still keep lines open to you and Zelensky. You told me straight, no weapons to Iran. You get it? I don't hand guns to Ukraine. I sell them to the NATO boys. They pay full price, cash on the barrel. What they do with the merchandise after that, not my problem.
Not my problem.
So here's the score. Two of the biggest players people keep whispering about when it comes to Iran, you both setting this one out. That's smart. Because if either of you ever decided to start dealing over there, it wouldn't just be bad for business. It would be the kind of move that ends with you wishing you hadn't stayed in your lane. Capiche?
Capiche? Are you getting what I'm laying down?
That's what he said. That's what he said it more diplomatic than that, but he said, you cars aren't selling. I mean, someone told me you're selling weapons to Iran. You're not really. No, you wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't be that stupid.
Oh, man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. I love it. I don't know about the rest of them, but I think it's hilarious. Watching how all this is playing out just tickles me to no end. So anyway, there's that.
Before we move on,
well, we probably ought to get to the end here of this. So.
Yeah, I want to. And by the way, how come our little cartoon beginning? How come we didn't show that at the beginning of the
I don't know. I hit the wrong button.
Is that it? Because I liked it, man. I thought it was great. Weird, but great. Anyway, there's a couple things I want to ask you to do for us, please. You'll be benefiting the show. You'll be benefiting Mike. You'll be benefiting me, ultimately, the whole show, and help it grow. If you'll like it, it's such a simple thing, and we forget to ask. And I know a lot of the other podcasts, they start off everything, smash that like button. I hate that when I hear these clowns because they all say the same crap. So I'm not going to ask you to smash anything. I'm just going to ask you to politely click that like button. And that's an algorithm thing. And whether you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, where else are we on? YouTube? Of course,
I don't know. We're on all the socials.
Yeah, that's right. Wherever you're watching, you can hit that like. And then the platform will go, hey, these guys are getting some traction. We're going to promote them a little bit more. And we show up on the different pages and they'll promote you more. But you got to get some response like that. Commenting also, not just in the chat room, but commenting below makes a huge impact on but it's got to be 5 words or more, which is another stupid thing. Otherwise they count it as a bot. These are the kind of things that we have to think about. So I'm just sharing it with you because I tell you everything. I'm always honest. So hit the like, and if you can comment, you'll be helping us that way. And then ultimately share this show. Share it on other platforms. Let people see what we're doing on Tuesday nights when they ask about it or something. Yeah, these guys do this show every Tuesday night, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, Monday, or on Tuesdays, every Tuesday night. That's how you can help us. Now, how you can help us, because it's a business that Mike and I are both involved in. Mike got me into it, and I'm glad he did because I love the products. In fact, mine just showed up. I haven't started using them yet, but this little QR code right here will take you to it. And that is a company that's only been around for a year called Nueva Life. Nueva is the Spanish name for new, N-U-E-V-A, Spanish word rather, N-U-E-V-A-L-I-F-E, nuevalife.com. But if you use promo code, you'll get, for example, in my QR code there, Charlie Simons. This is the spelling of my name right here. I know it's weird, but that's how I spell it. I have since I was a kid. And you'll get 10% off. Same with Mike. What's your promo code, Mike? Patriot Mike?
Yeah, but don't worry about that one right now. But if you want to help Charlie out, just hit that QR code at the top there. Or if you can't figure out how to walk through it, by the way, they're coming out with a new website here shortly. If you can't figure out how to walk through it, yes, a whole lot more user friendly. Go ahead and message me at patriotmikeshow@gmail.com, 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 and I'll be glad to walk you through it. Charlie will get the credit. Make sure you saw it. You let me know you saw it on the Charlie and Mike show. And I just want to point out to you that this is me right here. The picture on the left is me at 315 pounds. The picture on the right is in June. I was 265. I'm actually down to 260, a little less than 260 now. And I did that by taking one of our products on a daily basis. Spoonful a day chases the belly fat away. And that's the Nueva Slim Snow Slim, which has a secret ingredient called Morocell blood orange extract, which is clinically proven that 94% of the people that take that over a 12-week period actually lose weight.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm about 30 pounds over right now. And as a matter of fact, I had my doctor's appointment today. I had to have some tests done. I'm borderline diabetic.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's got to be diet, it's got to be exercise, and it's got to be Snow Slim. So I'm starting.
Well, and the other thing, the collagen that's in the Slim, the hyaluronic acid, the triamella mushroom, those all do that. All the collagen's good for all the gushy parts in your body, your hair, your skin, your nails, and the inner parts. And then the other stuff helps with the inflammation.
The inner parts.
Well,
you didn't do well in biology, did you, or anatomy?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about all the gushy parts, like the parts around your bones.
Oh,
the parts that make it so that your bones aren't rubbing together. I'm just saying.
Meniscus.
Yes, the hibiscus. Yes, so
hibiscus. Yes, hibiscus. Yes. That's it.
So, but what I'm saying is though that inflammation is one of the biggest problems people have in life. I mean, that's a problem that causes a lot of other problems, and this brings that down. This brings that down. It really does. It helps a lot, in my opinion. So, and it's helped me a lot too. And the other product that could go along with that is the Snow Collagen, which is a collagen product designed to do all those same things. And you want to know, I have to clip my fingernails almost every other day. And you notice I'm not losing any hair, and I'm 55 years old. A lot of people 55 can't say that. And I'll say it's the collagen. It's not the genes. It's the collagen. So
interesting. Well, that's cool. That's good to know. Why do you think I'm wearing a hat all the time? Because I'm losing mine.
That's why you think I don't wear a hat.
See?
All right.
I got to get on that collagen right away.
Anything else you got for the show?
No, sir. I just wanted to ask you to please hit that like button, comment down below, share this show after we're done. It'll come up. You can share it on your social media platforms. Let people know about us and grow with us. I'm so glad you're there in the chat room. We see a lot of new faces all the time and new names popping up, and that's exciting. We appreciate you more than you know. And the other thing was nuevalife.com/Charlie Simons.
If you haven't already purchased from me, give Charlie a shot. Don't worry about buying from me. Buy from Charlie. If you have any questions, go ahead and message me, and I'll help you out. So,
and I'm part of Mike's team, so he'll benefit too.
Yeah, absolutely. Where it all works out the same. It all works out in the end.
That's it from California. Thank you so much for your indulgence in our little old show here. We appreciate you.
And from God's country here in Central Missouri, except for the last couple of days where it's been hotter than hell. But
yeah, that's definitely a nationwide heat wave. I mean, I got a report last week that it was 110 degrees in Billings, Montana.
It's not shocking to me that it gets hot in July.
How about that?
That happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it happens.
It's got to be climate change.
It almost broke a record, meaning it's been that hot before. Anyways.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
All right, yeah. You guys have a great day. We've kept you up too far. I'll see you all in the morning. Patriot Mike show you. And check out Charlie's channel, Charlie Simons Do Not Talk. He's got the bestest interviews there are, including 107. Talk to y'all later.
That's right.
Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. Talk about it. Tell the truth. God and country in the booth. We stand strong. We hold the line. Won't shut up. Not this time.